Hello and welcome to the IPF World Classic Powerlifting Championships. We're here at Helsingborg Arena in Sweden, and today we have the Masters 1 59 kilo and 66 kilo classes. Some exciting lifting today, I'm sure. I'm here with Joe Whiteley. He's usually heard on the emceeing in the arena, but we've got him on the commentary today.
Good afternoon, folks.
Okay, we're starting off with Kenji Nishizuka. He's about to come out for his first squat of 125 kilos.
20 kilos below his PB, so he's opening nice and low. Get one in.
Yeah, it's always important to build a bit of confidence. Get your opener in. It's nerve-wracking walking out. This is the most challenging stage in the world. You're coming out in front of TV cameras and a huge worldwide audience. So here he goes. And that's a nice squat.
Yep. Referees agree, 3 white lights.
Okay, that'll give him a bit of confidence now. I'm sure he's going to put a fair bit on that squat. So next up we have a 59 kilo lifter. We have, I think, both 59s and 66s in this group. So we'll try and keep you up to date with which class everyone's lifting in.
This is Masashi Ono of Japan, 41 years old, so a baby in the Masters 1 class.
Lifting in flat shoes, they're almost deadlift slippers.
Well, whatever works for the lifter.
Absolutely. Just taking his time. A little bit wobbly in the hole, but came up easily enough. He's certainly got the strength.
Seemed confident enough. And rewarded with 3 white lights.
Next up we have a hometown lifter in the 59 kilo class again.
So same weight, 135. But it looks like he's going to be, from the declared bench press and deadlift openers at the moment, he's going to be behind Ono-san.
This is a long way down from his nominated squat. He was nominated at 195, so this is...
Speaking of a long way down, I don't think there's anything wrong with the depth there.
So maybe, I don't know whether he's just wanted to get a bit of confidence there. Maybe he'll take a big jump on the next one.
Yeah, very important to get your first one in.
Okay, 137.5 for Ron.
Come on, Ron.
4 lifters in this 59 kilo class.
Gets himself nice and tight. And that's a comfortable opener. Don't see anything wrong with that.
We often find this with the Masters lifters. There is a little more seasoned behaviour and a little less bravado with the openers.
Yeah, quite a lot of experience on the platform here today. Next up we have Greg Merry, UK lifter. He's been struggling with injury, unfortunately, so he's had to drop his squat a fair bit. Here he comes, representing Northern Ireland today. He's chosen to have the racks in. We have the brand new Eleiko racks on the platform today. They have a much improved system for doing racks in. Should be able to see that on the live stream.
Yeah, Eleiko obviously one of the primary sponsors of the sport, along with Uplift and SBD.
They've provided some fantastic equipment. The warm-up room is just wall-to-wall new spec Eleiko equipment. It's just absolutely superb for the lifter. Here goes Greg. Well, it looked easy enough. Certainly looked strong enough.
That's going to give him some confidence.
Okay, the centre ref wasn't entirely happy with the depth, but the side refs gave it, so 2-1's good enough.
Yep. It's difficult to judge depth from the centre anyway because
Absolutely.
of the position you're in. So,
But that's why we have 3 referees.
okay, so Christophe Etincelant of France. He's a reception agent at a sports centre, so he should be feeling reasonably at home here. As at home as anyone can feel in this in the blistering heat of the world stage.
And it's hot here in Sweden today. Got something of a heat wave going on.
Yeah,
It's about 29 degrees
and
yesterday.
literally. Which does make it a little more difficult for these guys. Once you've got your knee sleeves on, they don't want to come off.
Nice deep squat.
And again, didn't seem to give him any trouble. 3 white lights.
I've just noticed that Greg Murray has declined to take a further squat. He must be really struggling with his injury.
Okay, so yeah, projected 5th for him currently.
Yeah, it's a little bit early. You
Yeah.
never know with projections because you know you get to the end of bench and someone's miles in the lead, and then we get a big deadlifter come out.
Yeah, you never really know what someone's going to bench until 3 minutes before the bench session begins. So, Cheng Newton of the USA, a program manager.
I think this is his first IPF International.
Okay, so he's out for 162.5. He's
So
done.
it's a nervous time coming out on this platform, bright lights and cameras everywhere.
Should be fine. He's done 20 kilos more than this.
Very nice.
Yeah, nothing to worry about there, I hope. See if the referees agree with me, and they do. 3 whites.
Another local lifter coming out now.
Niklas Ek, I believe. Some aggression there on the way to the platform. Sometimes that's what gets the lifter motivating. It gets the bar up.
Yeah, everyone's different. You see people walking out very calmly, and you hear other people run out roaring. It's whatever works for you. Just making sure he's got the bar exactly right on his back. Nice and deep. Little bit of a struggle. No, never had any doubt, but maybe not quite as easy as he would have liked to know it to be. But then again, everyone's different. For some people, they make every lift look easy or they fail it. Other people can just keep on grinding.
Yeah, so we have a Finn now, Mikko Aho. The decorator. Hoping to paint the town red today, I hope.
And he's just 40, so just into the Masters category for the first time.
Born in 79. A good year. I always think these guys must be looking over their shoulders when they see a new entrant into the category, especially somebody who's going to open at 175. They're going, oh, who's this now?
It is. In the IPF, we have 10-year age categories. So if you're right at the top of your age category, you're giving away nearly 10 years to people just coming into the class. It's quite difficult. That's a lovely squat.
Yeah, no problem there. And I believe you're speaking from experience, being at the top of an age category yourself at the moment?
Yes, this is my last competition. I'm lifting tomorrow, and it's my last competition as an M1. I'll be moving to the M2s as of 1st of January. Can't wait. It gets harder and harder to fight the people coming in at the bottom of the class.
Okay, so this is our last 59 kilo lifter, Sławomir Śledz of Poland.
And this is an incredible opening squat for a 59 kilo lifter. He's nearly 50 kilos in advance of anyone else in his class.
Bear in mind, this is a man whose squat PB is 245.
Wow.
So this is an easy opener. This is basically a warm-up for Sławomir. I don't know what it is about Poland.
They do seem to produce
do,
some strong lifters.
They need to keep doing it.
And that's slow, but he certainly looks strong. No loss in form
Didn't
on the
seem to
way
give
up.
him any problems. Rewarded with 3 whites for a good lift. So that gives us the shakedown in the 59s. Slavomir straight to the top.
I've just noticed that Slavomir lifted in Japan last week. He lifted in the Masters 1 category.
Okay, so Lewis
took a
Noppers
silver
of
medal.
Canada here, coming out for 185.
So Lewis is a familiar face on the Masters scene. He took the silver medal last year in Calgary.
Very nearly gold as well. Very
Very
nearly gold,
nearly.
and
He
he gave
did.
it absolutely
He
everything.
pulled for gold.
Doesn't have quite the supporting team he had in Canada. There were about 3 rows of Noppers fans in Calgary last year.
Yeah, he's a long way from home today.
I'm sure it won't faze him.
Huge amount of experience under the bar there. That was a very nice walkout. Oh, a bit shaky, a little bit asymmetrical at the bottom. See, his knee came in a little bit, his left knee. He got called for depth by the one side referee as well, but 2-1 is good enough.
Yeah. So this is the last of round 1. First man to 200, Jean-Sébastien Rome of Canada.
Okay, he's nominated in first place.
As long as he gets this lift, obviously.
Yeah, he's bringing the aggression, isn't he? He took the bronze last year in Calgary. He'll definitely be looking to push that up, looking at his nominated numbers.
Yep.
Certainly got a lot of aggression.
Current projection is second place, but there's a long way to go yet.
He's got very long femurs. He had to sit back a long way into that squat. And the centre referee wasn't happy with the depth, but the 2 side referees said it was okay. It can look very different from the front, from the side. The side referees are there to really look at the hip crease, dropping below the top of the knee. But certainly I had the same view as the centre referee there, and I really wasn't sure whether he'd dipped far enough. But it depends on the lifter's mechanics, the style of squat they do.
And he looked to have sort of sit forward and bring the hips through a little at the bottom there to get the depth. But
yeah, and that is a problem with long femored lifters, but it's no reason they can't lift at the highest level. So we have a very different lifter now, coming out very calm, approaching the bar.
Yeah, Kenji Nishizuka, currently projected 7th place, currently sitting in 8th at the moment.
He's put 15 kilos on for his second attempt, and certainly the first one looked relatively easy. He lost a bit of drive there in the bottom, I think. He almost paused it and had difficulty getting it moving upright again. 2-1, called on depth by the centre referee.
Yep. Well, this is the highest standard in the world.
Absolutely.
So a lot of the time lifters come to the international stage and they find that their depth is a little wanting. But if you know what you're doing, you go away and you take that on board and you train to depth and you come back next time and you get 3 whites. So.
And these are masters lifters, so they have a lot of them anyway, have a lot of experience at this level.
Every day's a school day though.
Again, another long femored lifter, but he that looked nice and deep to me. And there's 3 white lights.
Yeah. The referees agree with you there. So Fredrik Sjödin of Sweden next.
I think that was just him.
That was Fredrik, sorry. Yeah. So Masashi Ono is next out.
Another 59 kilo lifter. He's advanced 10 kilos on his opener.
Yeah, well, they've all got one in. We have a sea of green in attempt 1, so the game is now on. It's always bad to see when somebody has missed their first lift and they're fighting back. That's your whole game plan.
So much. Yeah. Everything that you plan to do then is in the bin, and you're trying to piece it together again. Nice deep lift. No trouble with that.
Yeah. But just like the last one, if I'm honest.
And the next lifter is also 59 kilo class, the American Ron Brinker.
Job none. Lucky man. So he gets to spend all his time concentrating on his training. I'm going to assume he's done very well for himself and has retired early.
He's got quite a narrow grip, hasn't he? Thumbless grip, which is perfectly acceptable on squat.
Yep. You're bracing that against the bars, against your back, so.
Sinks carefully in. Oh, there's a little bit of work coming up, not too much trouble. He should be fine to put a bit more weight on there.
Yep. Happy with that, I would say.
3 white lights. Okay, we move into the 66 kilo lifters now.
Yeah, we have 159 remaining, but that is Mr. Schleds, so he's coming out for 187.5, so we won't be seeing him for a little while. Christophe Étincelant of France.
Even looking across to his other lifts, he's looking quite dominant, and of course he is the current world champion.
Yeah. Defending that title.
Okay, here we have the French lifter. Oh, he stuck a little bit there. I don't think the bar dipped.
No, well, we'll see in a second.
So it's not a fail for the bar to stop. Oh, that's a shame. Centre referee thought that the bar, actually, it's a yellow card for the bar dipping in squat. If the bar dips in bench or deadlift, it's a blue card, but it's a yellow card on squat, and I think both the reds there were for the bar dipping.
Yeah, we did get a blue card from the referee, but in the heat of the moment.
It's a difficult one to remember because the bar dipping is generally a blue card.
Yeah. But 2-1, no lift for him, unfortunately. He is in the game with a 150, but projected 8th place at the moment.
Okay,
So
we have Newton Cheng from the USA.
Full SBD kit. Right down to the socks.
Nice and easy.
Yeah.
Very comfortable lift for him, rewarded with 3 white lights.
So, home country lifter, Niklas Ek. Only been competing since age 40, so he started as a master.
Some of the best lifters started as masters.
Are you speaking from personal experience there, young lady? I believe you are. Okay, so here comes Niklas. That's quite a low bar there for him.
Yeah, it looks like he takes quite a low bar position. Looking like he's working hard, just controlling that weight. And that's a bit of a struggle.
That's a grind, but he got it.
Yeah, it was a bit of a lateral shift side to side as he came up, but 2-1. You got a yellow card from the side referee. It's not always easy to tell what the red cards are for. No. Excuse me, you got a red light, but in the IPF we give coloured cards in order to indicate what the failure was for. However, a yellow card often has several failures, so it's not always totally clear what a failure was for.
Okay, here comes Mikko Aho. 10 kilos on his previous lift of 175.
Looking very calm and collected.
Finns are often this way, if they're not screaming at the bar.
You're saying it's one extreme or the other?
This is often the case.
Okay.
Finland's an extreme place, and I think it breeds some quite tough people.
Nice deep squat. It's a struggle. No.
Oh.
What a shame. He had quite a lot of drive out of the hole there. I thought he was going to
It's a
bring that
shame.
up.
Capably saved by our spotters and loaders there, though. And that's the first time they've had to do that in this session.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we've seen some good lifting so far.
I mean, that looked close. It may go next time. I wouldn't expect him to put anything on that, though.
Okay, here we have the defending world champion, and it's worth pointing out again that he's a 59 kilo lifter, and he's coming out for a squat that's in advance of a lot of the 66 kilo lifters. He's got some quite incredible strength.
Yeah, if you look at the mechanics, he's built to squat, is this man.
He's been competing for 21 years, and I think that experience really shows. Well, it was slow, but there was no change in form there, no change in his position.
No, he owns a carpentry company, and he certainly nailed that one.
Okay, so Lewis Noppers, the Canadian lifter, up next.
Yep, currently in first place in class, and he's about to put 7.5 kilos on top of the last lift he made at 185, so he's coming out for 192.5, as you can see on your screens there. Another racks in lifter.
So a lot of lifters, a lot of the bigger lifters choose to have racks in so that they can take a really wide grip and put their hands on the outside of the bar. Some of the smaller lifters take a racks in position even though their hands are inside the racks, so that the plates don't clang on the rack as they step out.
I was going to say they don't want that interference, because even a slight touch of the plates on the rack is enough to put you off.
Well, at this level and lifting at your absolute max, you want everything to be absolutely perfect.
Precisely.
He's taken a step.
No,
he was just a little bit off balance.
Yeah, we saw that knee go in again, and I think that twisted him round very slightly. So
yeah, he was
no lift for Lewis at 192.5.
Quite shaky. So here's his teammate coming out for a massive 212.5 kilos. That's absolutely huge.
Jean-Sébastien.
And we can see how easy it is now to adjust racks in and racks out with the new Eleiko rack. Actually,
that
the
rack does not look.
The rack looks on a slant.
It looks to be one high on the right there.
Yeah, he's just noticing.
Yep. Centre referee's just spotted it, so I think we're going to see the timer restart. That is not the fault of the lifter, so he should get a restart. Hopefully that's not going to put him off. He's just tightening his wrist wraps up, making the absolute most of it, and we are now perfectly level and the bar's loaded. Well spotted, centre referee.
Okay, here we go.
Again, we see that characteristic push through the hips at the bottom there from Jean-Sébastien.
He's got so much character on the platform, such a great lifter.
So that is round 2 of the squats. You have got in the 66s Lewis Noppers in projected first, but he's currently second. So Jean-Sébastien is leading, Lewis follows at 185, and Eck is behind him at 177.5.
Okay, we are into third squats. And we've hardly any failures so far, which is absolutely brilliant. It shows the level of these lifters and also the experience of the Masters lifter.
Yeah. So in the 59s, Sleds leads, Ono is second, and Shodin is in third place at the moment.
Another long femur lift, had to sit back a long way into the lift, but I think he got depth there. Yeah, he got a red light from the side referee with a yellow card. Obviously the side referees can see something, get a very different view to what we can see.
Yeah, and he's just explaining to the jury that it was just very, very slightly high from what he was thinking, from the position I can see. We've got 2 platforms running here, and we have a 4-man jury. So these guys are being kept very, very busy indeed.
And we have the IPF technical secretary and jury there, so he's not going to let anything get past him. Got a lot of experience in Hanny Smith. So it looks a lot like Kenji Nishizuka isn't coming out for his 3rd squat. The clock's down to 20 seconds now, so it looks like he's not coming out. But the rules are we have to count the clock down. And quite often, if a lifter isn't taking their 3rd lift, they will let the clock tick down rather than rush the other lifters. It's a courtesy to the other lifter, really.
Comes from equipped lifting, where it can matter a great deal whether you have or have not got your knee wraps on, but it is still a courtesy to the other lifters, so that they're not rushing, because once you're into the depths of warm-up, you get very, very deep tunnel vision, and it's very difficult to know when something around you's changed. At this level, obviously, you have your coach to help you, but nonetheless, no surprises on the platform is better for everybody. Okay, Masashi Ono now, 59-kilo lifter.
He's lifted very well. He hasn't really struggled with anything.
He's put 7.5 kilos on his last attempt. See if this looks the same.
And I don't think the second attempt really, as you said, looked any different to the first.
No, he didn't look stretched. He might tell a different story.
Careful walk out. There's no point taking that bar for a huge walk. And he's had to put some effort into there, but he's got it.
So that's nearer to the limit. That's what your 3rd should look like.
Got called on depth by one side referee, but 2-1 is good enough.
Yeah. It's worth pointing out that, as you can see with the lights, if you're keeping an eye out at home, it's not always the same side referee who is indicating depth failures. So I don't think we have someone with a different opinion. It's just
and also some lifters are slightly asymmetric, so it may look to be in on one side and not to be in on the other side. The human body isn't perfect. We do see a lot of asymmetries. So we have the American Ron Brinker in the 59-kilo class.
Yeah, there's quite a close battle on for the bronze medal in this 59-kilo class between Ono and Brinker.
Oh, it's a struggle. That's a great fight. Did he get it?
He did.
3 white lights. That's fantastic. That puts him. That just gave him the bronze in squat. That was a fantastic fight.
Yeah, unfortunately for Shodin, just 5 kilos short there.
So we're now into the 66-kilo class.
They do say that being on home turf can be an advantage, but I guess in some cases it can put you off because you've got friends and family there. There's a greater expectation.
There's a huge amount of pressure. Now, Christoph missed this last time. I don't think it was. Oh, the bar dipped. It stalled, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to hope to get more drive out of the bottom there.
Yeah, I think he should be fine. Drive up.
Come on.
Oh, it stalled again, but it didn't seem to dip.
That looked a little better to me, but let's see what the referees say.
Okay, fine. 2-1. Got called on depth from the side referee.
So it looked a little better to the referees as well. Good. That gets him, unfortunately, no better than 6th on squat.
He looked happy.
Yeah. Just getting 3 lifts in at this level is a result in itself. Just being accepted onto the team is a result.
Absolutely. In the IPF, you can only field teams of 8 lifters in any given age class. So when you have a huge country like France or the USA, making it onto a team of only 8 is a massive achievement in itself.
Yeah, that is in itself a recognition that you're one of the 8th best in the country, or the 8th best that the country has to offer in that particular moment. So Newton Cheng now.
Very nice, hasn't put a foot wrong.
No, and that looks like it was quite a well-judged 3rd attempt. I think a little more than that and he may have had a little trouble, but...
Well, the powerlifters are always the same. If they make the lift, they always think they should have put a bit more on it.
Well, 20/20 hindsight is...
Yeah.
is
Always better
prevalent.
to say I wish I'd done a little more than I wish I'd attempted a little less, though. Okay, so we have another hometown boy here, slapping his thighs, looking fired up.
Niklas Ek.
Yeah, his last lift, if you remember, was a bit of a struggle, and he's only put 2.5 kilos on.
Yeah, so he's recognising that.
Yeah. I think that's sensible.
He's carrying some extra weight, though. He's got his watch and his glasses on. That could be 300 grams. Giving a little away there.
And he's been conservative on
come
depth,
on,
and he's
come
driving
on.
through.
Oh.
What a shame.
Misstep. That was going, and he knows it, unfortunately.
Do you know, I'm not sure how deep it was, though, so...
Well, we don't have any slow-mo this time, but anyway.
Yeah.
He's best of 177.5, fourth on squat. So Mikko Aho now of Finland.
This is his second attempt at 185.
Yeah, didn't quite go last time.
Yeah,
Had to
I
be
think
caught
he
by
didn't
the spotters.
Exactly, he didn't bring it up, but I think it was a small technical error. I don't think it was strength, so I think he's got every chance of making this.
Yeah, he'll be applying a little bit of what they call in Finland sisu,
Yes.
which is a difficult concept to explain in the time that we've got before this gentleman takes his attempt, so I'm not even going to bother, but look it up, SISU. It is a peculiarly Finnish concept.
Mental fortitude?
That's part of it,
I
but
think it goes further.
there's more to it than that.
Let's see how he does for his last squat attempt. Nice and deep, and yes, he's got
there
that.
it is.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to be wishing he had another attempt there. He had more in him for sure. But, you know, it makes sense if you miss a lift, even on a technicality, it's a big risk to push the weight up.
Nonetheless, he's got a silver squat medal right there. So we now go to our last 59 kilo.
So far. Yeah, he's in provisional silver medal place, but it depends on Lewis Noppers. Okay,
This is true. Noppers, if he gets the 195, he's put down. He's gone up 2.5. But okay, Slavomir Sled's now dominant 59 kilo lifter. I mean, he is projected to finish nearly 100 kilos ahead of his opponents.
I think this is a big PB for him. Oh, and it's a struggle. Do you know, that was a well-judged attempt. It was right on the limit, but he didn't lose his form at all. He was out. His position was absolutely perfect all the way up.
The worst you could say was
lift.
that he was shaking, but I think if I'd even looked at a bar with that much on, I'd have been shaking myself. So,
so that was
fair play to him.
That's the gold in squat for him.
Yep.
And looking across the board, he's looking fairly dominant in the other lifts too.
If he doesn't get anything wrong, he's going to be walking out with 4 gold medals from this competition today.
Never know in powerlifting.
Okay, so Lewis
Anything can
Noppers.
happen.
He's here now. This is for the silver medal. He's in bronze medal position. He didn't get his last lift, but that was due to an issue when he was coming up, some slight asymmetry.
But we've seen on each time he's been a little bit shaky in the hole. His knees have been a little bit shaky, so hopefully he can bring this one up. He's gone up 2.5 kilos.
Yep. Brave, but bravery.
He's an experienced lifter,
gives you
and
medals.
they have great coaches on the Canadian team. Taking his time. He's a little bit asymmetrical under the bar. You can see one arm is much closer into the body than the other.
Yeah, true. Whether that's to compensate or whether that's what caused it, we're not sure. Let's see. Come on, Lewis. Come on. Yes. Look at that.
You know, I think he took that fast enough that he just tricked it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. That's a silver on squat for Lewis Noppers.
Yeah, which drops Aho into bronze medal on the squat, and we have one squat remaining. It is the dominant 66, Jean-Sébastien Rome.
Because he took the bronze medal in Calgary. If I remember rightly, he struggled on his deadlift in Calgary. So I think he's going to be looking to do much better this time.
Yeah, it was a
He's
little
looking
hotter in the arena in Calgary. I think, although it's a very hot, it's unusually hot for Sweden. I think this arena is not as hot as the arena in Calgary was.
Dips in. Did he dip in far enough? He's got the strength to bring it up, but did he go down far
Looked
enough?
like the other two.
Let's
so
see what. No, unfortunately, 2-1.
Not today, unfortunately. Still got the silver medal, the gold medal in squat. He's ahead by 17.5 kilos so far.
Okay, we're going to take a short break now, going into bench. 20 minutes, and we'll be back to bring you the bench press. And we are back in the Helsingborg Arena for the IPF World Classic Championships. We're here for bench press for the 59 kilo class and the 66 kilo class. We're just counting down the last couple of seconds.
And there's the buzzer.
And we're off. And it's worth noting as well that we're using the brand new spec Eleiko bench with a grippy patch on it. So you won't need to be putting any chalk down anymore. There's a perforated patch on that bench, so it keeps your shoulders. I've had a good wriggle about on it this morning, and it keeps your shoulders absolutely perfectly in place.
Yeah, that is one serious piece of kit. So fair play to Eleiko. I don't think they're very far from here in Helsingborg.
And that looked like a nice, easy lift. That's a good way to open your bench account.
Yep. I wonder whether we'll see some people have it. Mind you, they've got all that kit in the back as well, so they're going to have trained on it too.
Eleiko, I mean, Eleiko's sponsoring the competition, obviously, but they have kitted out the entire warm-up room with the brand new spec equipment. It looks absolutely incredible, and that is such a bonus for all the lifters.
Here comes Ron Brinker, out for his opener of 85 kilos.
Just taking a moment to explain to the spotter exactly what he wants from his handoff. I mean, the platform crew are very experienced, but they're not mind readers, so it's always good to let them know exactly what you need.
Yeah, and especially when you are not speaking the native language of the spotters, just to make sure that you've got your message right across, so there are no surprises for anybody.
Nice confident descent and a nice easy press.
As we were saying on the squat, the joy of watching masters lifters, even amongst the more testosterone-laden blokes, is they do not do such crazy stuff once they get to the masters.
No, there's a lot of experience in the masters lifters, so they put in nice easy openers because it doesn't matter where you start, it only matters where you finish. And if you come out and struggle for your opener, you really don't have anywhere left to go. So here we go, there's 3 commands on the bench press. They have to wait for the start command, the press command and the rack command.
So this is Étincelant, Christophe, the first 66 kilo lifter.
That looked a little bit of a struggle to me. Had a little bit of a bounce on the chest, maybe he wasn't quite as tight as he would have liked to be at the bottom of the press.
White lights from the referees though, so a good lift.
Okay, back to the 59 kilo class.
Masashi Ono-san.
He had a very good day on squats. Let's hope he has a nice day on bench too.
Yeah, he looked very, very well judged. His third one was the only one that looked like it was a struggle, and that really is the way it should be. So it's quite a young Masters 1 lifter, but he seems to have...
He is lifting without wrist wraps. Just taking a moment to get his position exactly right. He's self-unracking and no wrist wraps as well. That is quite unusual. Not unheard of, obviously.
10 years of experience, it must work for him.
Absolutely. And that was a lovely, easy press.
Yeah, the lift bears that out, I would say. And we're back into the 66s. Newton Cheng.
Opening at 100, his PB is currently 110. Just looking at that handoff, it looks like the spotter's platform is much improved on this bench as well. It's a lovely looking piece of kit, and that was a lovely looking bench.
Yeah, it's very important that the spotters are able to get into the correct position to hand the bar out to the lifters. Bear in mind that these guys are going to be moving more weight over the course of a day than anyone else is.
Absolutely. Okay, we have local boy Niklas Ek.
Also 100 kilos. Yeah, smooth.
Yeah,
not fast, not fast,
super easy.
but it doesn't have to be fast.
No, but it was a nice line and a good touch.
Once you receive the start command, the clock stops counting.
So you have a minute to make your lift after the bar loaded command. It's always wise to make good use of that minute. You see a lot of lifters doing a lot of setup and walking about, looking at the bar. But if anything goes wrong, if you take the bar and you have to replace it for any reason, the centre ref isn't happy with your position, you could end up under a lot of pressure. So a minute is a long time from bar loaded to make your lift. But as soon as you have to re-rack the bar for any reason, you're suddenly under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I would say a rule of thumb is that your setup from start to finish should take no longer than 20 seconds, because that then gives you a little bit of time to adjust and to do it again in the minute that you're allowed. Although I have seen extreme examples where a 50-second setup is then redone in 5.
And that's 3 white lights. And a nice opener. We have Greg Murray. He's having difficulty with his hips, so he only took 1 squat. He's coming out for 115 kilos as his opener. I think his PB is something like 127.5, so this should be nice and comfortable for him.
Yeah. Now, you might think that a hip would not really affect your performance on the bench press, but in fact the whole body is used. Leg drive is a very, very important part of the bench press, which is why you see them get themselves set up and get their feet very, very firmly planted.
Yeah, it is a whole body exercise. Leg drive is important.
Yeah.
And using your back and your hips to stabilise is a crucial part of the lift. So we see here Greg, he's got his feet up on the bench, he's setting a nice arch. And the arch just brings the chest up, so it's more of a decline motion and reduces the range of motion very slightly. That's nice and easy, he'll be pleased
no
with
problems
that.
there for Greg.
Lewis Noppers is up next.
Yeah, we have 4 bench presses left. We are in the 59s and 66s, and we have an extremely dominant lifter in the 59s, which is Sławomir Śledz of Poland. He is actually going to be coming out last. He is benching more than all of the guys in the class above him. If you want to know what dominance looks like, it looks like Sławomir Śledz on this particular platform, I think it's safe to say.
For the 59 kilo class anyway, it's worth repeating, we have the 59s and the 66s lifting together in this session. Lewis Noppers, very familiar face in the Masters scene, Canadian lifter, on the platform at the moment and making his opener look very easy.
Yeah, that's very nice there for Lewis. Has to be pleased with that.
Nishizuka up next for Japan.
Yep, same weight as Lewis, but Lewis is squatted 55 kilos more than he did. So, for some reason, I don't know why this is, but the people from Japan seem to be very good at bench pressing. I don't know why that is, whether it's a cultural thing, whether it's a physiological thing, or a combination.
Maybe it's just a favourite pastime. The World Bench Press Championships was only the last couple of weeks in Japan.
Yeah, and we've actually seen some of the lifters who competed there also competing here.
Yeah, and came straight here.
So massive kudos, because 2 max attempts in 1 cycle is...
and that's a great lift for Nishizuka.
Yeah, very nice. Did Nishizuka compete in Japan, do we know?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay, we'll see if we can get our team of IPF researchers on that one. We'll come back to you very shortly.
Here's Sean Sebastian. He's brings such character to the platform. He always shouts his own lifts up. And if I remember rightly, he's always got a bit of tongue stuck out on the deadlift.
Everyone has their own unique style.
So here he goes. This is the biggest opener in the 66 kilo class. 2 red plates. It was a difficult descent and it's a difficult press.
Yeah, nonetheless, that's good.
It's 10 kilos below his best, and he only got 2 white lights for it.
We
So-
may have had a problem with setup, we don't know. He's just having a chat to his coach, so...
Yeah, trying to work out where to go. He got 2 of his squats in, so hopefully he's not just having a bad day. Obviously, it's a long way for the American lifters. There's a huge time difference.
Yeah, Slavomir Sleds now. As we just said, this is a 59 kilo lifter. He's coming out for 140 kilos as his opener.
And this is still 10 kilos below his best. I think we're seeing the PBs we're seeing for him are his single ply PBs. I think he's only done 150 raw.
Yeah, so single ply, that is IPF equipped, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that is wearing a bench shirt,
Yeah, so
which obviously gives you a
so
little...
Sleds does compete both classic and equipped. Very nice. He's got a very good arch.
Yeah.
He's just a very accomplished lifter all round, as you'd expect from the current world champion.
Well, looking at him, he's perfectly set up. I'm not quite sure. I think he's got his arms are quite long for the deadlift too. So
Yeah, but he's got quite a good arch. He could bring his chest up quite a long way, so he didn't have any huge range of motion on the bench.
yeah,
So here we go now. We're going into the round 2 of the bench press.
yeah. Now Jean-Sébastien has only put 2.5 kilos onto his second attempt. That
Yes,
is the
I
absolute
think-
minimum.
yeah.
I think that's wise.
I think it is. He did seem to struggle a little bit with it.
Yeah, that will still keep him 2.5 kilos ahead of Lewis Noppers in the bench should he get it. So
Well, here we
the
have
game is
Frederick.
afoot.
Oh, his bum came up, it looked like to me.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to see from this angle, but yeah, both
Yes,
side referees indicating a yellow for a change of elected position.
Came
So
right off the bench. You have to keep your head, your shoulders and your bottom on the bench and your feet flat on the floor.
we have his coach coming to the jury now. 2-1 decisions can be overturned by the jury.
Yeah, but it was
so
clear to me that his bum came up.
well, as a
so
coach, you have nothing to lose by going to the jury with a question.
Okay, so here's the American lifter, Ron Brinker. He's currently looking at a bronze in bench. I think he took the silver in squat. That was very comfortable. That was a good second attempt.
I don't think he did actually take the silver in squat.
Oh, was it bronze?
I think it would be bronze because of body weight.
Yeah, he's heavier, isn't he?
Yeah, Ono is
Okay.
a couple of breakfast bars lower in body weight.
Okay, so we have Christoph coming out next. He is in the 66 kilo class. And he's elected 90 kilos for his second attempt.
Yeah, so he's a fair way behind on the bench press. But as we've said before, at this level, whatever you can do on the platform, if you beat your previous performance, then that is a good.
Oh, no.
No, but we're
It was
seeing a
a-
state
do
of
you know-
equilibrium there, I think.
I was surprised, actually. It was a nice, confident descent. He seemed to keep tight. He seemed to keep hold of it, but then just not have the strength to power that up.
Yeah, just didn't. Maybe a lack of drive, but it seemed to move quite quickly. So
Hard to say. Hard to say. You never quite know what's going on with the lifter on the day. But he seemed quite confident with his lift, but it just didn't go.
okay, so Ono, he's put 10 kilos on since his last bench.
Wow.
So he's on 105 here. He's actually elected to use wrist wraps this time, though. So
Ah. That's interesting. I wonder if he just didn't get them on in time, maybe?
maybe he doesn't think he needs wrist wraps for anything below 100 kilos.
Maybe. Quite a wide flare on his elbows as he descends there. Doesn't seem to tuck very much. Clearly knows what he's about, though. That's a fantastic lift from him.
Yep.
Gives him silver medal place, and I don't think he can lose that now. I think he's assured silver medal in bench.
It looks like it. Ron Brinker's put in 95 for his third attempt, and we're just about to find out what Ono-san has put in. Newton Cheng is out now. And you can see a close-up there of him just getting his arch right. Obviously, the further up the chest is, the further the bar doesn't have to move.
Nice bit of leg drive there to power the bar up.
Yeah, that was a really good illustration of how you see the leg drive work, but the glutes do not leave the bench, and that's rewarded by 3 white lights from the referees. 107.5, same weight for Nicholas Ek now from Sweden.
So he's still a fair way below his PB of 115.
Looking quite fired up there.
Got knee sleeves on for the bench. You don't see that very often.
Yeah.
I find that quite difficult, to be honest. I find I can't bend my knees as much in the knee sleeves.
Doesn't seem to be giving him a problem.
No,
There was,
no, it doesn't.
That was a very acute angle he got his knees to there.
And it's not going, is it?
No, one side then the other, and an immovable force, irresistible force met an immovable object, in this case the bar with 107.5. So
yeah, he looks quite disappointed in that, and a fair way under his PB.
All's not lost, because again these guys gave us a sea of green for round 1. So
well chosen openers.
This is it.
Okay, finish lifter out next.
Mikko Aho.
And this matches his current PB.
I wonder if that was achieved at an international competition. I would say if you got 110 in a divisional or a national, and then you get 110 on the international platform, I would still call that a PB.
Absolutely. I'm not sure if this is his first international, actually.
Okay.
Very confident descent and a nice drive out. He's probably only got another 2.5 to 5 kilos on there, though.
Well, didn't seem to give him any problem. If this is his first international, it's definitely not his first tango. That looks like a very accomplished bench presser to me.
Next up we have Greg Berry from Northern Ireland. I think he's actually from Scotland, but he's currently living in Northern Ireland.
Should we just say he's Celtic?
Okay.
He's a sergeant in the British Army. I would not like to be shouted at by Greg.
Coming out for 122.5. His opener gave him no trouble, which should be fine.
No, so we're fingers crossed that he keeps the momentum going.
He got 127 in Calgary last year. So if this goes well, he may consider pushing that up a little bit.
Come on, Greg. Yes.
Yeah, not super easy, but, never in any doubt.
No, there's certainly more there, whether it's 2.5, 5, or a little bit more than that even. It's hard to say. So we've got the same weight for Kenji Nishizuka of Japan.
He's chosen to wear a belt, the SPD belt, on bench. Most lifters don't, but some people feel that it helps them keep tight.
Yep, there's no rule against it, whatever makes you feel most comfortable.
Yeah,
obviously in equip lifting you will see a belt because it helps to keep the shirt down, but not applicable in this case. Those SPD t-shirts will stay put.
Nice big chest and a good drive.
Well, whether it was the belt or whether it was the training, that's got him a good lift. And we could also say it was due to the noise from the Japanese team in the crowd here.
Always get a lot of support.
Yeah. I would say audience participation has got to be worth at least 5-10 kilos onto your lift. in most cases.
It certainly does help when you're struggling. You have that wall of noise. You can hear all your team cheering for you.
Yeah, fires the adrenaline.
Here's Lewis. He's gone up 7.5 kilos on his opening bench.
Yeah, didn't seem to give him any problems the last time, so.
His profile pictures gives him a bench press PB of 157.5, but I'm not sure if that's single ply. Certainly last year he benched, in Calgary, benched 135.
Yeah, I would say that's probably an equipped total then, because that's kind of commensurate with what you'd expect from a shirt. Again, that looked good for Lewis.
That looked nice.
I can't fault that.
Yeah, I think he's got a fair amount more there.
Nice to see the referees agree with me. Not that I'd be having a word afterwards if they didn't.
Jean-Sebastien coming out for 127.5, and he really struggled with his opening bench at 125.
Yeah. Now we'll see how this goes. He's going to have had a word with himself. He's going to have had a chance to think about what happened.
So maybe it was just a technical error and he struggled to drive it up.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
He's travelled a long way to be here. And there's no underestimating how much that the travelling and the time difference can affect you.
True, these guys have gone from west to east, which is the worst, in my opinion.
Oh, and that's easier than his opener, but
It's
is he
still moving.
It's moving.
Come on.
I think he's locked it out.
And I don't think that dipped, but let's see.
Going to get it. 2-1. He's got it. Fantastic.
He did get it.
Fantastic. That was easier than his opener, but not by much.
Yeah. Well, his
so
coach,
I'll be interested to see whether he's actually going to come out for any more.
I'm going to say his
after
coach has gone to put another attempt in, but that might just be to cover off the competition. Last
now,
bench.
we have a 59 kilo lifter putting in a bigger bench by a long way than any of the weight class above.
Yeah.
145 kilos.
The super dominant Sławomir Sleds of Poland.
He's weighed in today at 56.45 kilos and he's about to bench 145. Incredible. And how old is he? 43 years old.
A mere 43.
Been competing a long time though. A
Yep.
lot of experience on the platform.
Okay, so let's see.
That's a great arch he's got, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, and it's slow.
Yeah, it looked to go forward a little bit as it came off the chest, but
Oh, well, he's got a red light from one side. I'm not entirely sure what that was for.
it was a yellow card.
2-1 is enough.
So we think that maybe it was the glutes coming off the bench, but it was only spotted by one side referee. So thanks to our eagle-eyed technical spotters there.
Okay, so we're round to the third round of bench press. Everyone gets 3 attempts.
And Jean-Sebastien Rome has only gone up by 2.5 kilos. So that is he might as well go for that because Lewis Noppers is snapping at his heels. Lewis has put in 127.5. Frederick showed in on the platform.
Yeah, he missed this last time. Let's see if he can nail it this time.
I
And
think
he
can.
has. This is where, when you're at so close to your maximum lift, the smallest technical error can take it away from you. So he's come out, he's put that right, and he's nailed the lift for the second time of asking.
Just a fluctuation in the Earth's gravity can make that bar a little heavier or lighter and mean that it does or doesn't move. Well, that is at least what I would tell myself if I'd missed one there.
So Christophe Tancelin, the French lifter, is coming out for 90 kilos for the second time.
Yeah, again, he missed this last time, but again, we could see this go.
Well, we've just seen an excellent example of nailing it on the second time of asking.
Confident descent.
Very confident, and he brought the chest up very well. Now that looked good to me.
Yep.
But I think last time his bum came off the bench, so...
No problems this time, no such problem.
Actually, I'm wrong. It was the Swedish lifter whose bum came off the bench.
Yeah, he just couldn't move it, could he?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, we are breaking the duck of the second attempts. Nicholas Eck let's hope he can do that as well. He's coming out for the same 107.5 that he failed last time. But Ron Brinker is up now with 95. 5 kilos below his posted PB.
And this seems to be a feature on bench press for the American and Canadian lifters. I wonder if as we were saying, the time difference and the travelling has had a bit of an impact there. But also, it's hard to do your very best on this platform. It's the toughest platform in the world, the toughest referees.
And it's worth saying we're not talking about the Eleiko platform there, which is a very, very fine piece of kit, but we're talking about the figurative platform on the world stage.
The IPF, yeah, absolutely. And that didn't go for Ron, so that leaves him with 90 kilos, but a bronze medal on bench, so he can't be too upset with that. So Masashi Ono coming out for 107.5 kilos. He's looked very good technically all the way through. Yeah. He's 5 for 5 so far.
Very confident lifter.
Nicely matched up his wrist wraps to his Japanese team kit there.
It is important.
Very, very long arms, isn't he? That's a long way for that bar to travel, so he's going to maximise his arch, try and minimise the range of motion.
Yeah, still 1.5 foot. That bar's going to shift though.
Oh, just collapsed at the bottom.
Yeah, just lost the tightness. So
a little bit of commentator's curse there. He's been technically perfect up to now. But still, silver medal on bench for him.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he was, even had he got that, he'd have been 40 kilos behind Sleds, should Sleds get his last attempt, which I can see no reason why he wouldn't.
Okay, now we have the lifter Nicholas Eck, the Swedish lifter. His bum came off the bench on the last attempt, so let's hope he can keep it planted this time. Oh, there he goes. He's not going to make the lift anyway.
No, I think given enough time he could have fought that up, but there was certainly 2 or 3 instances of dipping there, I'm afraid.
And his butt was right off the bench.
Yeah, so it leaves him with the best of 100. Which is a reasonable number for a 66 kilo lifter.
Absolutely. So the American lifter is out next, Newton Cheng.
I would say these are de facto the strongest 8 66 kilo lifters in the world.
And this will be a PB. 2.5 kilo PB for him.
Well, his arms are shaking.
A little bit shaky.
Got control in it. And he's moved it.
So as long as there are no technical errors from the side.
Which there are not.
3 white lights, fantastic. So that's a bench PB on the international stage for Newton Cheng, fantastic.
Yeah, he's got to be pleased with that. Mind you, saying that, he probably won't be. He'll probably think, oh, I could have gone for 115.
Okay, Finnish lifter out next. He's added only 2.5 kilos. And then we have 3 lifters coming out for the same weight, which will be a boon for the platform crew.
Yeah. You'll find, though, that even if it's the same weight, they're still going to have to change the rack heights.
Yeah, sure.
A spotter's work is never done. These guys are the unsung heroes of powerlifting. Usually lifters themselves.
And it's going. Right arm lagged a tiny bit, but that was never really in any doubt.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about uneven extension in IPF powerlifting.
That was a small PB. Fantastic.
Well, I mean, if this is his first international competition, then all of these lifts are a PB, I would say.
We have Greg Murray coming out next for Great Britain. This matches his PB. Here he comes, just strapping into that SPD belt. Just looking fired up.
Yeah.
Come on, Greg.
as we mentioned earlier, this is a man who has an injury that is niggling at him. So
Yeah, only took his first squat.
yeah, makes sense to conserve your energy.
And that squat was 30 kilos below what he's done in the past, so it's really troubling him. Oh,
And
do you know,
no.
I thought that was going.
It was a brave attempt.
Yeah.
So that's no lift at 127 for Greg, leaves him with 122. Two more lifters at the same weight. Lewis Noppers now.
So he's currently in... not bronze. No, he's currently in 4th place for bench. So, who's out next? Lewis Noppers.
Yeah. Then he'll be followed by Nishizuka, Rome and Schleds for the last 4 bench presses.
So, this is a little bit down on his performance at last year's World Championships.
Maybe he's saving a little for the deadlift.
Maybe so.
He didn't get his last deadlift in a fairly spectacular fashion at Canada last year, so...
And that looks, yep.
I would say that was well judged.
Yeah.
I don't think there was much more there.
No, I would agree.
Now that draws him equal with Jean-Sébastien at the moment.
So...
Although he is a little heavier, he is a quarter of a kilo heavier, or he was this morning.
Yeah, so if Kenji Nishizuka gets this bench, that will move him up to... this will give him the gold medal in bench. But...
Unless Jean-Sébastien gets his 130.
Exactly, so the Canadian still has a lift to go.
Yeah, because Nishizuka is very svelte at 64.15 kilos.
Weighed in light. Taking a maximum grip. The maximum width grip you can take, your 4 fingers must cover the rings on the bar.
Which is why it's very important when training to be using the right bar. If you're using a weightlifting bar, the rings are in a different place and you're going to get a surprise when you get on the platform. So,
no, it looked to me like he got to a place and then the bar just sank a little bit and he was out of position, so he just had nothing to give on the drive.
Okay, so this is Jean-Sébastien. He is on 127.5. He's going for 130. I don't think he actually needs to get
he's
this
still going to want to be putting...
for the bench medal.
Yeah, he's still going to want to be marking up lifts and putting kilos on for his total.
Obviously,
but
it's all about the total.
But he's already got the gold in bench. Lewis Noppers has got the silver, and Kenji Nishizuka has got the bronze medal in bench.
Now, this is going to be a supreme effort for Jean-Sébastien should he get it.
Yeah, he opened at 125 and it was so tough.
Yeah, and the 127 didn't look any easier. But
and he ground out the 127.
This is a man for whom determination, I think, makes some difference. So let's see how he goes. Confident descent.
And it's
just not quite. So that's where the limit was. Now he knows. That's
it's still got him a gold.
Still gold on the bench.
And he got a very convincing gold on the squat. So, it may have looked difficult, but he's certainly having a good day because he's ahead of the opposition on 2 lifts so far.
And speaking of a good day, here comes Sławomir Śledz now of Poland, benching more than all of the guys in the weight class above him. He's weighed in at 56.45, so he's even the lightest in class in his own 59 kilo class. Yeah. And he is projected to finish nearly 100 kilos ahead of everybody else. I want what he has for breakfast.
He's just a superb lifter.
I bet he had to fight bears on his way to school.
His last lift didn't look super easy, but as we see with all his lifting, he didn't lose form.
He's not made any of them look that easy. So
he's got a big arch. That's not quite going.
That's his limit.
But for a 56 kilo lifter to be handling 145, 147 kilos is fantastic.
He's still come out 40 kilos ahead of his nearest competitor.
So that's the last lift on the bench. We will take a 20-minute break and we will be back for deadlift. And we are back at the Helsingborg Arena in Sweden for the IPF World Classic Powerlifting Championships. We've just got a few seconds before they come out to deadlift, so we would like to give a big thanks to our sponsors, SBD Apparel, who provide a lot of the equipment, a lot of the lifting gear for the lifters, singlets, belts, wrist wraps, knee sleeves, that sort of thing.
And the T-shirts for the spotters, as you'll be able to see on the stream in a second.
Absolutely, and we're very grateful to SBD for providing such great T-shirts for the spotters, because it gives the platform such a great look. And we also have Uplift and Eleiko. Our first lifter out is Ron Brinker from the USA. He's opening his deadlift at 140 kilos.
Yeah, so I've heard that Ron has had a little bit of an issue. I'm not sure if it's his back or something like that, but we're hoping he gets this first deadlift. And
that looked okay.
You can see that there.
Flinched a little bit as he put the bar down,
but
didn't
hope
he?
springs eternal, so he is in the game.
Well, he's lifting sumo, and that's a very technical lift. You need to keep your back position very tight. So let's hope he's not too badly off and he can come out and do another deadlift. But he's on the board, that's the important thing. He's put up a total.
Yep, he's got one in and he's put another 10 kilos on for his next attempt.
Brilliant.
So, into the 66s now. We have 4 59s and 8 66 kilo lifters. The first man out is Kenji Nishizuka of Japan. He is coming out for 160 kilos. Again, appropriate for a Japanese lifter. He is lifting sumo.
Lifting in knee sleeves, which again is not totally unusual, but...
No, as long as the socks, the knee sleeves and the singlet display a gap between each of them, that's okay.
And that was a good lift.
Perhaps he just likes to keep his knees warm.
Yeah, there's always a risk though of just catching the bottom of the knee sleeve as the bar passes it.
Yeah, but he didn't hit that. So, Christophe Etancelin of France, also for 160 kilos now, but with a conventional deadlift position.
So sumo is where the hands are inside the legs, and conventional is where the hands are outside the legs.
Yeah, depending on the mechanics of the lifter.
Both are fine in powerlifting.
And as we've seen, both get you a good lift. Yeah, I'm glad that was confirmed by the referees.
Yep, nice comfortable opener there.
Yeah, so it all depends. Sumo is very much more difficult off the floor, but lockout is easier, whereas a conventional lift, you have to pull it up and get the shoulders back at the top of the lift. Yeah,
everyone's different though, so some people really struggle off the floor. Some people struggle at lockout. Personally, I can get just about anything to my knees, but I struggle at the top end of the deadlift.
Well, fingers crossed for tomorrow. However, Fredrik Showdown of Sweden now, with 172.5 and lifting sumo. I mean, his toes are nearly touching the plates there.
They are. It always gives me a worry. I lift conventional, and when I see sumo lifters with their toes that far out, it always gives me a worry when the bar comes down. And yes, he moved his toes inwards.
Yeah.
That's a good lift for Fredrik.
Owen Hubbard, I seem to remember, once ended up putting the plates down on his toes and continued lifting with a broken foot, didn't he?
I'm not sure. I remember seeing Johnny Candido at Salo a few years back. He put the bar down successfully, but it bounced and hit him on the foot, and he did end up with a broken foot. So we have another Swedish lifter out next. Niklas Ek coming out for 185 kilos. This is well below his posted PB. And he's choosing a semi-sumo stance, so he's not ultra wide.
Yeah, but the hands are still inside.
Yeah. Oh, and that didn't look easy at all.
Pulled it though.
He did. It was a good lift, but you've got to wonder how much more he's got, how much he's going to put on the bar after that, because it looked like a bit of a struggle for an opener. Really, you want to absolutely smoke your opener, not use too much energy on it, put in a decent second lift, and then if there's places to play for, that's when the game begins. So, Masasashi Ono, he's had a good day. He didn't get his third bench, but other than that, he's had a very good day today.
Yeah, so looked like a very accomplished lifter. Long arms, long legs. Not the latter is not necessarily an advantage for a deadlifter.
Hey, you want long arms, so you've got
You do.
not as far to pull the bar, but long legs negate that advantage. Oh dear,
and he's gone
lost his
over. I
balance.
think he's okay. Yeah, he's okay. Spotters have checked him. Thank you to our spotting team. As we said, resplendent in SBD t-shirts on the top half and Eleiko shorts from our other sponsor. Uplift do not produce clothing; they produce a training app, so their stuff is not evident on the platform.
No, they put coaches and lifters together as well. Okay, so we have a 59 kilo lifter coming out for a 200 kilo deadlift opener.
Do you think this man will pull 4 times body weight today?
Well, you can only guess at what he can do. He's such an accomplished lifter, so strong.
I'm going to do a little more than that, and I'm going to hope that he does.
Here we go. Nice and easy. Form always looks so good.
Yeah. As we've said on every lift, the mechanics of this man are absolutely perfect for powerlifting. That bar didn't really have to move a great distance.
So back into the 66s. Mikko Aho coming out for Finland, opening his deadlift count at 200 kilos. Just 40 years old, so he's just popped into the Masters 1 category this year. Masters 1 in the IPF is 40 to 49 years old. We have 10 kilo age categories, which means that, you know, as you progress through the age category, it gets to be...
Come on, Mikko, come
more
on,
of a struggle.
come on.
Dear me.
Now it went, but was there any downward movement?
I don't think he's going to get that.
He
2
did,
to 1. He
he
did.
did.
2 to 1.
So the centre referee was seeing some, but...
Well, the blue card, he got a red light and a blue card from the centre referee, which indicates either supporting on the thighs, which is sometimes, you know, referred to as hitching, but it's when you support the bar on your thighs as you pull, but it can also refer to downward movement of the bar.
Nonetheless, he got that with a 2 to 1,
Yep,
but I think he's going to be thinking
enough.
very carefully about his next attempt.
Well, you've got to think that was a technical error. The strength didn't seem to be at fault there. I think maybe he just got that a little bit wrong. And as we said before, I think this is his first international, so nerves will really come into play.
Sure. I mean, he's got one in now, so hopefully he's going to calm down a little.
He has. So
maybe he's going to put plenty of weight on just to give him something to get his teeth into.
So here we have Newton Cheng. He just seemed to have a bit of a lateral shift there as he pulled.
No,
He's got 3 white lights for it.
Good enough for the referees.
He was pulling sumo with hook grip. Hook grip is where you wrap your fingers around your thumbs around the bar, which is not for the faint-hearted.
No, I hear it smarts a little.
I've only tried it a couple of times and it was incredibly painful. I believe you get used to it, but it wasn't for me.
Well, you can get used to anything. So here comes Greg Murray. Sergeant Greg Murray.
Now, he had a lot of problems with his hips on squat, so got to hope that it doesn't affect him too much on deadlift.
Yeah.
He's looking fired up.
Yeah. Come on, Greg. Just needs to get this one in.
Now, he pulled 232.5 at Calgary last year. So we know this is well within his capabilities. But let's hope this hip injury doesn't stop him. Oh, that looked lovely.
Yeah.
That looked very easy. I was so concerned about his injury there, and he just made that look absolutely easy.
Very, very simple. I've only just noticed the embossed logo on that Eleiko deadlift jack, by the way. That is a thing of beauty.
The jack as a whole looks very nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's even got, if you look carefully at the handle, it's even got a knurling on the handle.
Ah, so they probably use some of the same technology as the bars there, possibly?
Yeah, it's a very nice looking jack, isn't it? Okay, Jean-Sebastien coming out for 220 kilos.
Just telling the bar who's boss as he addresses it there. Yeah.
Nice and confident.
No issues there for Jean-Sébastien,
Yeah,
I hope.
you've got to think he's going to put a fair bit of weight on that for his second attempt.
Yeah.
But we're not done yet. We have one more pull in the first round. And Lewis Noppers is coming out for a massive 245 kilo opener.
Yeah, so Lewis is a deadlifter, I think it's fairly safe to say. He's quite dominant in the other lifts too, but that 245 at 65.7 body weight.
He's 25 kilos ahead on opener of any of his competitors. But of course, it doesn't matter where you open, it matters where you finish.
True.
So let's see what he's got today.
This is a pretty special opener. Canadian flag on his deadlift slippers there. Always very, very neatly turned out is Lewis.
They look like ballet slippers, don't they?
They look like ballet slippers, but he ain't doing any point work today, I don't think.
No. Taking his time, making sure he's got his grip set. And he made that look very easy.
He did. No surprise that he's rewarded with 3 white lights there.
You've got to think he's going to be hard to catch in the deadlift, and that's put him ahead overall. Now everyone's got done their first deadlift. We can start to look at the overall placings.
It's going to depend on what Ono gets, because he obviously missed his 190.
In the 59s, yeah, sure.
Now he's put that up to 200, but I think the issue there was not strength, it was balance. He overbalanced at the top. So he's put that up to 200 because he is shooting for a silver medal deadlift and silver medal overall.
Yeah, obviously no one's going to catch the Polish lifter in this class. He is a long way ahead. He's over 100 kilos ahead.
Okay, so here's Ron.
So he's gone up 10 kilos.
He has. Nothing to lose at this point, really, Ron.
Oh, just couldn't quite make it off the floor there.
Unfortunately, as we say, I was tipped off that he does have a little bit of an injury, so that may be what caused that. But
so maybe we won't see him come out again.
Yeah, we'll see. He is.
He's currently sitting in a bronze medal position overall and a bronze medal position for deadlift, but that's principally because, as you say, the Japanese lifter hasn't got a lift in yet.
Yeah, it depends on what Ono does.
Yeah. So next up, we have the French lifter in the 66 kilo class, Christophe Etancelin.
Put 5 kilos on his previous lift. Just a reminder, everyone in the 66s got their first attempt in, so we are not going to see any bombers in the 66s.
Okay, that was a nice second lift. Had to do a bit of work to get it going, but it wasn't absolutely on the end. It leaves him a little bit of leeway for where he's going to go for his third attempt.
Yeah, moved very nicely. So Kenji Nishizuka, he's feeling confident. He's put 20 kilos on since his 160 opener.
Well, there's a couple of schools of thought here. You don't want to tire yourself out with the opener, get an easy one in and then put a lot of weight on. But you have to be confident that you're going to get that second lift, otherwise you've given away a lot of weight.
Yeah. Just a reminder, I'm sure everybody watching this stream knows, but you cannot go down, you can only go for the same or greater.
Yeah. So if you put a weight on the bar and then find you can't do it, it's hard luck, really.
It is. Obviously all these guys know this. They've all been competing for some time.
Kenji Nishizuka been competing for 8 years, 42 years old.
And I believe his PB, as you saw on the score sheet, on the opening sheet, was 195, so he's got some way to go. That 180 was nice.
So back to the 59 kilo class.
Swedish lifter, Fredrik Sjödin.
He's gone up 10 kilos. And it looked fairly comfortable.
402.3 pounds in the old money.
Hips rised a little bit. He had a bit of difficulty breaking that from the floor. But
He wasn't
good
taking
lift.
no for an answer, though.
No, I think he's maybe got another 5 kilos in him.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, that was a struggle, but he didn't. It didn't stop moving or slow down.
No, it wasn't in any doubt, was it?
No. So, Niklas Ek, the other Swede in this competition, he is a 66.
He's only gone up 5 kilos.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
quite
not
remember
having
his
the
first
best
lift.
day, I don't think.
I think there was a bit of lateral shift.
It didn't look easy. It
yeah.
did keep moving, but
Yeah.
I think overall he's not having the greatest day. I mean,
It just wouldn't come off the floor, would it?
yeah.
By the time it moved off the floor, his hips were so high, he would have really struggled to lock that out.
One more attempt at that. I'd be surprised if that changes from 190.
Yeah, it's worth having another go at it, because if you can just keep tight, you might just be able to pop that off the floor. So, here we have Masashi Ono. He just lost his balance on his first attempt. He's gone up 10 kilos.
Yeah, so he must be feeling confident.
Yeah, sure. He's also in the fight with the Polish lifter with sleds.
For a deadlift
Yeah,
medal.
for a deadlift medal.
Yeah.
Overall, obviously, sleds is miles ahead, but it's worth battling for the medals.
Although, to be fair, Sleds is 2 kilos lighter body weight,
Sure.
which for a 59 kilo lifter is a greater percentage of body weight, obviously, than some of the big guys. It's very tall for a 59 kilo, his Ono-san.
So strength was not an issue. That's
Yeah,
a
there we
very
go.
nice lift.
He's learned from last time. Bow to the audience.
200 kilo deadlift at 58.45 kilos. That's very impressive.
So he's currently caught Slavomir Sleds here in the weight lifted in the deadlift. Slavomir is coming out for 210 to take that just out of reach. Although with the body weight advantage he has, he would still get gold on the deadlift.
Yeah.
Should nothing else.
So if two lifters pull the same weight, it's the lighter lifter that gets the medal. However, if it's a record, it's the first lifter to do it that gets the record.
Yeah, nobody cares who did it second.
No. I suppose the lifter that did it second does.
I'm sure they do, but it's not recorded.
So here we go. Oh, it's a struggle. Oh, I didn't think he was going to lock it out for a moment there.
Well, as we say, he's
dear.
He's pulled his calf. Yeah, he's pulled his calf there. So
let's hope that's just a little bit of cramp and he can come back.
Yeah, his coach is going to be right on that.
Well, he's got the gold in squat, bench, deadlift and total, so he's not had a terrible day.
Although,
so even if he can't make it out again, it's not the end of the world.
No, if he can't make it out again and Ono pulls the 215 that he's put in for his third attempt, then Ono will take the gold in deadlift, although the total is unassailable. Unassailable.
But we have Mikko Aho on the platform at the moment for Finland with 210 kilos in the 66 kilo class.
Yeah.
He's currently sitting at 4th overall. Actually, he's in a...
No, he's 5th overall, but he's projected 4th.
And that looked like a good lift to me.
Yep.
Well, the centre referee didn't agree. The centre referee gave a red light with a red card, which indicates
Is that lockout?
It is lockout.
Yep.
Either soft knees or failure to get the shoulders back. Nevertheless, 2-1 is good enough.
Okay, and unsurprisingly, Sleds' coach has put in 212.5. This would not get him the win should Ono get his deadlift, but it will get him 550 kilos total.
Yeah, interesting choice.
That's what I would have gone for. 550 is a lovely round number.
Yes, but maybe he might have wanted to battle Ono. Okay, so we have Newton Cheng in the 66 kilo class for 215 kilos.
Yeah, obviously that 212.5 could have been a default for Sleds.
Yeah, if a lifter doesn't put an attempt in, then you get a 2.5 kilo increase if you made the lift, and the same attempt if you did not make the lift.
So a good lift at 210 for Aho. 225 now.
That was Newton Cheng.
Oh, that was Newton Cheng. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, and that was a good lift. It looked comfortable as well. It looks like he had a fair bit more.
So Greg's out now for 225. We were talking about his injury, but his last attempt looked easy.
It did. He's gone up a long way. He's gone up 15 kilos. But judging by his opener, this should be well within his capabilities. And this, I think this puts him in the fight for a deadlift medal. Oh, look at that. That was lovely. That was very easy.
Yeah, no problem there at all.
Yep, 3 white lights for Greg. Fantastic.
I would not be surprised to see something like another 10 kilos go on that, but that's down to him and his coach.
He certainly made it look easy.
Now, what we have here is that Sleds' coach has put in a change.
Yes, because he's the lighter lifter, he's matched the 215. But at the moment we have Jean-Sébastien Room. Very characterful lifter, brings a lot of energy to the platform.
Now he's put 15 kilos on since his last lift.
Oh, it's a struggle. Can he lock it? He's over to the side.
Oh, and
no, he can't.
His grip was going. His grip was going, so he put it down before he dropped it.
The right hand was slipping. It's really hard. Once your grip starts to go, you can't really produce as much force, and the body just lets go.
Effectively, you're trying to curl half of that weight with your fingers.
So
which is
interesting. That leaves the British lifter Greg Murray in silver medal position for deadlift. And Lewis Noppers is, he's clearly a deadlifter, isn't he? He's miles ahead on deadlift.
Yeah, he's gone up 17 and a half there.
I don't think anyone could challenge him for the deadlift gold, certainly. But it's going to be interesting now between the two Canadian lifters for the overall. Because there's only 7.5 kilos in it at the moment before Lewis Noppers pulls this.
Okay, so here he is. Supreme focus from Lewis Noppers here. Just positioning the bar with his foot. He always seems to do that. Perhaps he's just showing it who's boss.
Might just be part of his setup.
Yeah.
And he's pulling conventional hook grip. Oh no, he's changed to alternate grip. He's pulled a lot more than this in the past. This should be well within him. Really now, he wants this to make sure of the overall gold.
And here it goes.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say easy because that's a big weight, but 3 white lights.
3 white lights, and he's pleased with that.
He is, and I think he's got more. There's more to come.
That was a very reserved celebration from Lewis. So yeah, he is now.
I think it's going to be difficult challenging him for the overall win now.
Yeah, projected to be 10 kilos ahead. And that is if Jean-Sébastien gets the 235 that he failed with his grip last time. So
that's entirely possible because if he just got hold of it a little bit wrong, then that would have thrown his entire lift. Once you feel your grip going, force production in the whole body just drops, and you could see that his right leg went as a grip went on that side. If he can keep hold of the bar, he's every chance of pulling that a second time.
Yeah.
So now we have Ron Drinker in the USA. We're just getting into the third round of deadlifts. And on this round, you can change your attempt. We start to see a little bit of strategy coming out from the coaches. You get 2 changes on your third deadlift.
Yeah. Now, we've already seen Sleds' coach use one of those changes because he put up 212.5 and that's gone up to 215 to match Ono.
Yeah, he wants to cover the Japanese lifter. He wants
what he wants is 4 gold medals in his pocket going home.
He wants a full set.
Who wouldn't want that? You don't want 3 and a silver, do you? I mean,
I think a lot of people would be very happy with that. No, Ron just couldn't break that off
Nothing
the floor
for Ron
the
today.
second time. I think that injury just got the better of him a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, he's come out and he's got a 140 and he's got a lifting in every discipline. Fair play to him, especially nursing an injury there.
Yeah. So next up, we're into the 66s.
Yeah, this is Christophe Etincelant.
I can see him waiting to come out to the platform. He's looking fired up.
Yeah, this is it. This is
Here he comes.
You might as well give it absolutely everything on this because you go back to the beginning of your training cycle after this.
He's not made any of his deadlifts look super easy, but he's only gone up another 5 kilos, so there's every chance of making this lift. And it's going. Can he get it past his knees? It's a struggle. It's still moving. Oh. You know, I'm not sure whether he will get that.
Yeah, he may see some blue cards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, his knees unlocked. His knees slipped under the bar, which means the bar's resting on the thighs, which is supporting, and that's why he got blue cards for red lights and blue cards for that lift, which is a shame. But it was only a tiny amount away from getting that lift.
Yeah, and if we talk about lifters' hindsight, then maybe the 167.5 might have gone, but
easy to be wise after the event, isn't it?
It is indeed. It's easy to sit here and say, oh, well, I think he should have done that, but in reality.
Okay, back to the 59s.
Fredrik Sjödan. In those Swedish singlets.
He's got it off the floor, but no, it's not going any further.
No.
Of course, we've got the brand new spec Eleiko platforms here this week, which are supposed to be very much better for grip. And this is for the sumo lifters, where you're pressing the floor apart with your feet. That gives a huge benefit if you're not going to slip. Of course, the lifters are covered in talc to help the bar slide up their legs. So you do sometimes get a lot of talc on the carpet, which does present a problem.
Yeah, which is why you will occasionally see a man hoovering up in the middle of a competition. That is just to get that talc off the platform. Although, to be fair, as you've said about that new Eleiko platform, I haven't seen a single foot slip yet. Long may that continue.
Oh,
now,
that was
Niklas
tough off the floor. Couldn't quite get it. That was his second attempt at that weight, so that leaves him with 185 and a 462.5 total.
Yeah. Now, Kenji Nishizuka has put 20 kilos on each deadlift. He is coming out for 200 kilos. He started at 160. He smashed 180. He's clearly feeling confident about this to put 200 up.
Yeah, this will move him up in terms of... In fact, this will move him up a place. He'll move him from 7 to 6, I think.
Yeah, now this is about team points, isn't it?
Well, it's also, but you want to place as high as possible.
Sure, and the lifter wants to, beat themselves, beat their best.
It's a risk, though.
His deadlift PB, as we're being told by the card, is 195. So this is going to be a 5 kilo PB for him on the international stage. Should he get it?
It's worth a try. He's not going to lose anything.
Yep. All to play
And
for.
it's going. Can he lock it out? His knees look. It looked a little bit messy for me. I'm not sure.
I think it dipped on the left. Well, on our left, on his right.
Lockout.
Yeah.
The referees, at least two of the referees, felt like he didn't lock that out adequately. Probably soft knees, I think. Okay,
so here we are. This is the battle for deadlift gold in the 59 kilos. Slavomir Šlec is first out with 215 kilos.
This is interesting because he's first out because he had the lower lot number. All the lifters are allocated lot numbers at weigh-in, and the lowest lot number, if you're taking the same weight, goes first. So the Japanese lifter can now watch and see if he gets it. If he doesn't get it, he'll come out for 215. Yeah. If he does get it, he'll just put that up to 217.5, I would expect.
Yeah,
I'm anticipating the coach.
I would expect the Japanese coach is going to have a few little options on attempt slips in his hand there.
Okay, so here we go.
So this is it, Šlec for the full set.
Oh no, just too heavy. Just too heavy.
It's not gone, so all he can do now is hope that Ono doesn't get this 215.
He's limping a little bit as he leaves the platform. Yeah. I think he hurt his calf, didn't he?
We saw a calf injury, yeah. So
here's Masashi Ono. He is pulling for the deadlift gold. He can't catch the Polish lifter overall, but this is for deadlift gold. Missed his first lift, just overbalanced a little bit, but he looked super strong on the 200.
Yeah, he's not let that affect him. I suspect he was going to go for 200 for his second anyway.
But he went up 10 kilos and then he's gone up 15 kilos. It's
brave stuff.
It is.
He's not even demonstrating a lot of Zanshin. He's very, very calm.
Oh, it's not going.
And he couldn't break it off the floor.
Didn't quite go. Do you know, that was a valiant effort.
It was indeed.
To take a 10 kilo jump, then a 15 kilo jump is a very difficult thing to do.
So that confirms the places in the 59s. Schleds, Ono and Shodin in that order.
And that's
First,
the case
second
for
and third.
deadlift medals and overall medals.
It is indeed.
So that Sleds is world champion once again.
Job done, I would say. 4 golds and defended successfully his world championship. Doesn't get much better than that. Miko Aho now on the same weight, 215.
Will this give him a bronze medal overall if he can pull it? Oh,
and his grip's
went.
gone.
What a shame.
And
It wouldn't have moved him up because he's heavier than the lifter in third.
I wonder if he blacked out a little there as well, and that was what caused the grip to go. I'm not sure.
Possibly. He's
up,
on his feet.
he's walking.
He looks okay.
Yeah,
he's
good.
fine. So.
And I'm seeing just a little bit of blood on the bar there, so maybe that's what caused his grip to go. Yeah.
What a shame. Valiant effort in what we believe is his first international.
Yeah, Sisu, as previously said, if you've not looked that up, then use any search engine of your choice to look up the peculiarly Finnish concept. It is something to be aspired to.
Okay, we have Newton Cheng coming out for his final attempt at 220 kilos. This won't move him into a medal place on deadlift, but he's currently sitting in the bronze medal position overall.
Yeah, 4 lifters to go. None of those lifters have missed a deadlift so far, so this is close stuff.
No,
it
just
didn't
off the
go.
floor.
So that leaves him at 215.
Do you know, I wonder whether, that lift wouldn't have moved him in positions either for the deadlift or for total. And I don't know, sometimes it's you bring more to the platform when there's more resting on.
If you know there's nothing at stake, then you kind of, well.
So this is Greg Murray. He started the day. His squat was 30 kilos down because of a hip injury, and he's sitting in silver medal position for deadlift, which is just incredible.
I think this is a man who thrives on adversity.
I think so.
I think the tougher it gets, the tougher Greg gets. So let's see how he goes at 235 kilos.
And he's fired up and he wants it. Saying yes to himself, bit of positive affirmation as he comes to the bar. Now he's lighter than Jean-Sebastian Room, so if he pulls this...
Yeah, because they're both going for the same weight, 235.
And it looks like it's going. Can he lock it? Yes, he can.
No, I think he got the down command just in time there. It was starting to dip on the right, but that is a good result for Greg there.
That's absolutely fantastic.
That is silver medal position currently in the deadlift.
And if Jean-Sebastian comes out for 235, that's a guaranteed silver for Greg because he's the lighter lifter.
Yeah,
and here he comes.
And Jean-Sebastian did not get 235 last time, so.
But it was a grip issue, we think.
It was, but we'll see.
So he's got every chance of pulling this.
They didn't have to clean the bar, so I suspect his calluses remain intact.
So this is 15 kilos, and he's lighter than Lewis Knoppers. This is for the win. This is for the overall win. Deadlift medals, single lift medals do not matter when it comes to pulling for the World Championship.
Yeah. Pressure on Lewis Knoppers now.
Huge pressure on...
Oh, and it's not gone. Brave attempt, but he
What a shame.
did fail
What
that
a
last
shame.
time. Maybe it just took a little too much out of him. Shaking hands with the referees.
So that's given it to Lewis Noppers. Even without coming out for his final pull, he's in gold medal position for deadlift, and he is our new M1 66 kilo world champion.
Now, knowing Lewis is a deadlifter.
I think he'll come out for it.
Yeah, I think, and I honestly, I hope he'll come out for it. Always a little disappointing when they don't, but you can understand why.
And if you already know that you're world champion, you know there's going to be all sorts of emotions coursing through you. Are you going to be able to bring the focus to the platform?
Well, I think in the case of Lewis, looking at the look on his face, the answer is a resounding yes. The last deadlift of this session, he's already got the win.
But he's come out for it anyway. Respect.
Yep. He's a sales manager. He's used to chasing targets, so this is just another day in the office for Lewis Noppers.
Here we go.
The dip and the...
Oh no. It just wasn't there. But you know what?
Well, that's it.
World champion isn't a bad result. So there we are. That was the 59 kilo and the 66 kilo M1 classes, and we are finished for the day on platform 2, but there's more action on platform 1.
Deadlift, Rosman goes to Sweden and Fredrik Sjödin at 182.5. Silver goes to Japan, Masashi 200. And the woman goes to Bolton, Saudi Express, 210 kilos. Thank you. And the total, Rosman goes to Sweden and Fredrik Sjödin 417.5. Silver goes to Japan, Masashi 457.5. And the gold, world champion, also 159, Saudi Express Poland, 547.5. Ladies and gentlemen, please alert the national anthem of Poland. Round of applause, congratulations to all of you. Thank you. The last one, 66 kilogram loaded category in squat. Rosman goes to Finland and Nico Aho, 185 kilos. Rosman goes to Canada and Louis Roberts, 195. And Golden goes also to Canada, Jean Sebastian Leon, 212.5. Photos. Thank you. In the Lazarus, Bronson goes to Japan, Kenny Nishisuga, 125. Silver goes to Canada, and Louis Roberts, 127.5. And gold goes to Canada, Jean Sebastian Leon, also 127.5, applied in bloodweight. Four golds. Thank you. And for the deadlift, Rosman goes to Canada, Jean Sebastian Leon, 220 kilo. Silver goes to Great Britain and Great Mary, 235. Great, sorry. Gold medal goes to Canada, Bruce Roberts, 262.5. total. Bronze medal goes to USA and Yukon Cheng 507.5. Silver medal goes to Canada and Jean-Sébastien Journet 560. Gold medal and world champion from Canada, Lewis Roberts 585 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for national anthem captain. Round of applause. Thank you. Master 74 kilogram class. Squats. Bronze medal goes to Germany and Florian Porter 215 kilograms. Silver medal goes to the USA and Eric Councilling 220. Gold medal goes to Canada and Koyo Ying 235. Thank you. All the extras. Bronze medal goes to USA and Eric Councilling 147.5. Silver medal goes to South Africa and Ireland 10 years. 182.5. The gold medal goes to Finland and Yanni Hawaii 165. Focus. Thank you. total result, also 174. Bronze medal goes to USA and a totally 607.5 kilograms. Silver goes to Finland and Jani Havaraki, 630 kilograms. And the gold medal world champion from Canada, Powerlifting, 665 kilograms. Gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Canada. Music Maestro. Please give all